people who meet you, complete strangers, oh my God, hey, I know you, and they've seen you in these extreme states of distress. You're so good at it.
Thank you.
Let's do it together sometime.
I would love to chase you.
Thank you.
And pursue you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yes.
Thank you. Hello, and welcome to Grave Conversations, the only show where your favorite celebrities get to lie down. I'm your host, David Dastmalchian. Today's guest is someone that we hope lives for a very, very long time. So watch out, Scream Queens, because there is a new bit of royalty in town. She is the breakout star of Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3, who, along with Art the Clown, has been turning heads, and he's been turning stomachs for the last few Halloweens. Please welcome the incredible Lauren LaVera. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, David. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I feel like you've been in planes, trains, and automobiles, and all the way across the country to be laying in a casket. How does it feel?
It feels surprisingly springy. Like I feel like I could bounce in here, which is strange because I don't think corpses need to bounce. But I'm surprisingly comfortable. Not unsurprisingly, actually. I had a feeling this would feel good. It feels right.
We first met in person on the Boulet Brothers Dragula. Do you remember that?
Of course I do. I still have the
You came
selfies.
so correct. You had the coolest look. I was so impressed. I was like, Lauren got the assignment.
Thank you. Actually, that outfit, and I will always mention this, was made for Lady Gaga by a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, Christian de Medici. And he designed that outfit, and me and Lady Gaga were the same size.
This outfit actually was made for Gaga.
Seriously?
I wish. We are unfortunately not the same size. Well, thank you for being here. Are you ready to get cooked by some hard-hitting questions?
I am ready.
Okay, this is a segment that we call Questions You Need to Answer Before You Die, or Quintabid.
Let's go.
The Ninja Turtles would wear those bands across their eyes to hide their identity. When you think about it, isn't that kind of ridiculous?
I think it's sexy. And I don't know if it's why I've always thought the Ninja Turtles were sexy. That could be a me problem. It could either be a character flaw or...
Nope.
That's what I thought.
You have it's a common sentiment shared by others, people that you know, even people that are dear to us feel the same way as you. I'm very impressed with that answer.
Good, because
do you have a favorite?
Gosh.
I'll say Leonardo. I like Donatello, but for personal reasons.
I think Donatello.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's hard. I have to see them on a lineup with their sexy face masks.
If you were a bagel, what flavor would you be?
I would be an everything bagel because I'm indecisive.
I'd be an everything bagel too. I think you're going to disagree with this question based on conversations we've had in the past. So please know I didn't write this question. Lauren, you ever notice how good you look in the mirror of an airplane bathroom? Why do you think that is?
Oh, God. I came from the airplane this morning, and I have never looked worse in my life.
There it is. Yeah, I thought that's what you were going to say.
My life. I am a ghoul.
I look like a troll when I'm in an airplane.
A troll, and I smell, and everything, the worst parts about me come out when I look at myself in the airplane bathroom.
Do you know what? I always have a look on my face when I look at myself in the bathroom mirror of an airplane, and it's not a look of, it's a look of disgust. And it's not mad at myself. I'm always mad that even though we're however many thousand feet in the sky, and I know things can be a little shaky, there's no excuse for the amount of urine on the floor of an airplane bathroom. Is there anything that you're working on right now or that you've worked on recently that makes you feel alive?
Yeah, I'm working on The Monster right now, which is directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, and I'll be working with Jaimin Hanzu, and he's a lovely person and a lovely actor, and it's a role that I was talking to my acting coach about. It scares me because it's so far away from me, and that makes me feel alive when I get to make decisions that are different from my own, and I get to just be different and take chances. And I think that's where growth happens. So I've been feeling like I've taken flight, and I really like that.
The reason we're here today is to normalize conversations about death and dying. This is going really well, thank you. Are you ready to talk about end of life, like celebrations and funeral planning and good stuff like that?
I am. I'm really excited about this.
Great. This is a segment that we call Death Wish. How would you like to die?
I would like to go out in an interesting way, or even a way, and this is just the ego in me, I'd like to go out doing something like, I don't know, drown while I'm like...
I was gonna say, like, you're saving someone from drowning and then you drown.
And then I drown. Yeah, exactly. Like,
some kid is about to be eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
You jump overboard, you miraculously hoist that child up to safety just as
they get me, but not before I can get a good punch at the shark's nose.
That's where you're supposed to hit it. Did you know that?
And I did know that.
Yeah. Hit him in the nose.
Yeah.
How often do you think about death, dying, stuff like that?
I try to think about it more often as I inch closer to death, because I guess every moment we're inching closer to death. And now that I've experienced more death in my life as I've grown older, and I try to embrace it more, because I truly have an appreciation for the now and the present when I do think very deeply about death. And lately I've been thinking about death a lot, because my cat passed away two months ago now.
I'm sorry.
Animal death is such an interesting one, because it feels different than human death in the sense that they're so dependent on you that they feel like children in a way. So that pain is like so sharp. And I try to stay in that space as long as I can, so I can try to process these feelings, because we don't feel them very often. So lately I've been trying to look at it directly in the eye as much as I can.
Do you ever like daydream about funeral planning for yourself, or even like do you literally funeral plan for yourself?
I haven't literally done it, but I've always played with the idea, and I don't know, the closer I get to death, the more I wonder if it's a good idea, donating my body to science, just to see, because what am I going to do with the body that I'm not inhabiting anymore? I'm like, maybe it can go to do something good. But I also really like the idea of cremation. It's such a beautiful thought, and having your ashes sprinkled somewhere beautiful, or like I've even heard of people like planting their ashes or something. So I don't know, I'm still playing with the idea, but whatever is easiest for the people around me, and I've made that very clear to my loved ones. Whatever feels right for you in that moment, this is what I think, but I don't need this body anymore, so it won't offend me in death.
What do you think happens after you die?
I think about this often. I like the idea of reincarnation. That's something I've always gravitated towards. I like the idea of being more enlightened with each life, because I feel like I've met people that are just way beyond their years, whether that be intelligence-wise or emotional intelligence, or just so many areas of their lives. And I meet people like that. I'm like, what is it that you have that is so interesting? And I want that. So I feel like I'm in the infancy of my own, if reincarnation is actually a thing. I feel like I'd be like only like 3 or 4 people in.
Just getting started.
Just getting started.
If you could give your funeral a theme, what would it be?
I'd really want people to dance. So I don't know what kind of theme. I love spooky things. So I think I'd want it to be kind of like a Halloween theme or a goth theme.
A Halloween hop.
A Halloween hop. They get to dance and dress up.
We're gonna all do the Monster Mash.
Yes!
I'm into it. We get to do the Thriller dance. And there's actually a corpse. Thank you for taking the time to fly across the country to stop your busy schedule for a moment just to lay side by side with me here on Grave Conversations. Now, before we move into our final chapter, before we let this interview expire naturally, if you will, I do have one final thing I would love for you to do, if you'd be so willing. Would you give me your own eulogy? It's spelled out YOU-logy. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
totally
great.
get it.
So what I'll do is say die, and then you'll have 60 seconds to give yourself your own eulogy. And ready, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, die.
Oh God. Yeah, right. Lauren LaVera, what a guy. She loved her family and her friends very deeply, probably more than she ever expressed to them. She loved her job, and with that, she hoped to embolden people to be brave and to be the true versions of themselves and to not take shit from anybody. She encouraged people to dance as often as they could, even if they're not good. In fact, if you weren't good, she encouraged you even more to dance and to like play and to create and to just have fun. She held many grudges and took them all to her grave. She was a tired girl, so if you're mourning her, don't, because she was probably ready. She was exhausted, and she will haunt your dreams. Amen.
Amen. Lauren LaVera, she finally got that nap. That was amazing. Thank you. Time is up. Our time is up. That was beautiful. You are a beautiful soul. Thank you so much for sharing it with me today. Okay. Bye.
Thanks. Okay. Wow. My butt actually kind of hurts now. Okay, myself. Cool. All right. That's fine. Okay, no, it's okay. I got it. Total. Cool. Okay.